My friends, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for responding to my call for aid. YouTube is now reportedly placing a heavy emphasis on viewer engagement, saying that views without engagement count less or not at all with the algorithm. I shared this info with you and you responded in outstanding fashion, rallying to our banner here at the center of the earth. But the fight is not over. Please keep helping us out by clicking the like button on videos, leaving a comment, subscribing, or even sending a super thanks, as all of these count as viewer engagement and help us keep going on YouTube. Thank you so much for your support, my friends. And now, on to the video. My friends, Marvel is in a world of shit right now. I saw something that snapped me out of my dazed and confused state, something that hit me like an electric shock and opened my eyes to just how bad things really are for Marvel these days. A pair of facts that made me step back, shake my head like Curly after Mo whacked him in the head with a plank of wood, and say, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa." I'm going to share these facts with you in this video because I suspect you're in the same days that I've been in for the last few years. And it has taken me this long to truly appreciate how Marvel is now officially in crisis. Seriously, folks, we fans have kind of gotten used to Marvel sucking. That's standard operating procedure these days. Ever since Avengers Endgame, we've become so accustomed to disappointment and failure with substandard stories and second-string characters in theaters and on Disney+, it doesn't faze us anymore to learn, hey, guess what? Another Marvel movie has bombed. Another D+ movie has gotten canceled. There are always ample excuses to go around. The audience are bigots for not gratefully choking down the tepid gruel they chuck into our troughs like an afterthought. It's superhero fatigue, too much product, it's COVID, it's bad luck, it's the moon impacting tides in the human body, interacting with heavy metals in the bloodstream of audiences, causing people to have an inexplicable and bizarre aversion to things that suck. Who knew audiences didn't like paying money to be bored when they can stay at home and be bored for free? Well, I did, and most fans did, but Disney doesn't listen to fans anymore. The sad thing is we're used to this franchise we once loved sucking and failing, and yet, my friends, this morning I saw a pair of facts that grabbed me by the shoulders and shook me awake. Fantastic Four is a fantastic flop, folks. After seeing it, I had felt like this movie would limp along mildly, draw in a few normies who want to see that giant guy stomp around Manhattan and aren't too upset by being kind of bored. They're kind of used to it. But it seems I was mistaken about this. Business has fallen off a cliff for Fantastic Four, and I have a few sobering statistics to share with you about that and the MCU in general. Forbes published the alarming results in an article titled "Fantastic Four First Steps Continues Big Box Office Dive with 60% Drop." Check out the steep sides of Ben Lomond here, emphasis on the low. Quote, "The third Marvel Cinematic Universe release in 2025 after Captain America Brave New World and Thunderbolts, the Fantastic Four First Steps found solid footing in its opening weekend in theaters, July 25th through 27th, with a domestic take of $115.6 million. The film's second weekend, August 1 through 3, proved disastrous, however, as the film's $38.6 million domestic tally marked a 67% drop in business. Any hope for a turnaround in the film's third Friday to Sunday for the Fantastic Four quickly dissipated this weekend, though, as Deadline released its projections for the August 8th to 10th North American box office. As of Saturday, the trade publication projected that the Fantastic Four First Steps will earn $15.5 million from 3,600 North American theaters, marking a 60% drop from last weekend's already ailing numbers, unquote. Okay, so what does this mean, folks? It means basically, every week they seem to be losing over half their business. Now let's look at Thunderbolts, which oddly enough just wrapped up its theatrical run according to Cosmic Book News. Matt McGloin tells us, quote, Thunderbolts ends with second worst MCU box office. Only the Marvels did worse. Folks, Marvel left Thunderbolts in theaters for 98 days. Think about that. Talk about stubborn or optimistic or perhaps just plain desperate. But even after 98 days, Thunderbolts concluded its run with a global box office of $382.4 million, and that puts it on the charts as slightly above Marvel's all-time biggest bomb, The Marvels. Now, let's look at the chart. The Thunderbolts at $382.4 million is behind The Incredible Hulk, behind Captain America, Brave New World, behind Fantastic Four, Black Widow, Eternals, Ant-Man, Shang-Chi, for God's sakes. I mean, that's not good, folks. Not good. Now, Fantastic Four First Steps cleared the hurdle, beating Thunderbolts, and yet that's only because of a front-loaded opening weekend, even though Fantastic Four comic fans showed up initially to push them forward. Here's the stunning fact that blew my mind, folks. Latest estimates are in and offer the Fantastic Four First Steps will have a lower third weekend than Thunderbolts. Estimates are now offering only a $15.5 million third weekend for Fantastic Four, lower than Thunderbolts' $16.64 million.
Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball. So essentially, aside from that opening push, Fantastic Four is basically doing Thunderbolts level business, and Thunderbolts is the second biggest bomb in the MCU?
Exactamundo, Harvey Cthulhu. Folks, Marvel is on life support at this point. Look at this chart of the lowest grossing Marvel movies. With the possible exception of The Incredible Hulk, they're all post-Endgame. And the later releases are the lowest releases. This is not an accident, not a coincidence. This is a trend. Look at this. A damning indictment of Marvel post-Endgame. At this point, it's looking like Fantastic Four isn't even going to make as much as the Eternals did. Because as I said, every week they're losing over half their business. This week, they managed $15.5 million. Next week, it'll be around $8 million if the trend holds. Then the week after, $4 million. So it's easy to see that Fantastic Flop is probably not going to make as much as Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Have a bang of that number, Starship Captain Warlock on the planet Freakout.
These are the sobering statistics that made me realize just how far up shit creek Marvel is. Looks like they're gonna need a bigger boat and a bigger paddle, and that paddle, the one thing that might be able to turn things around at this point for Marvel, is Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds posted an image of Deadpool's anarchistic A over the Avengers A amid rumors that Feige is bringing Deadpool into Avengers Doomsday. In other words, the cavalry is coming over the hill. If that's the case, then more likely than not, Avengers Doomsday is going to become a Deadpool movie, folks. Because let's face it, Deadpool does not play nice with other characters. Deadpool is a force to be reckoned with. Look at it this way. If you bring Daffy Duck into a Star Trek movie, Daffy Duck is not going to sit in the corner while you boldly go. Daffy Duck is going to take over the whole movie, dropping anvils on Captain Kirk, using the exploding piano on Mr. Spock. If Deadpool comes into Avengers Doomsday, there's a damn good chance that movie gets taken over by Deadpool. And you know what? That's the best damn thing that could possibly happen. Yes, Feige is paying out bazillions of simoleons to Robert Downey Jr. and all the other MCU stars, but Reynolds could be worth more than all of them combined to Marvel, ensuring Doomsday is a huge hit. And let's face it, Deadpool could be just the shock paddles Marvel needs right now. God knows, they sure as hell need something. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. ha ha ha